One of the interesting things about living downtown and living in a high rise is that there are a lot of people who live here. When there's a lot of people who live in a place, it's not uncommon that you end up with a fire alarm. We ended up with a fire alarm. It was, I don't know, maybe around 9 p.m. or so, maybe a little bit earlier. I lost track of time. And we live up on a high floor, and we had to walk downstairs, walk down the fire exit. This night it wasn't so bad, but it was definitely a chilly night. It's winter. It's in late July, or late January. And not so bad here, but once we got out to the street, yeah, it's a little bit breezy, a little bit chilly. Everybody's filing down from all 32 floors of the building. And we hung out outside for a while. This is the second time we've experienced a fire alarm. The first time there was actually a fire in the trash chute room. Like many tall buildings, there's a trash chute that in each floor you can go into a little closet, dump your stuff down the chute, and off to the left here is actually where the fire room is. You can see firemen trying to get in, and eventually they went around to the front and went in through the main entrance to get to it. They couldn't apparently get in this way, but after a little while, in addition to the fire department showing up, the police started showing up, and a lot more police started showing up. Eventually, it became apparent that this was probably no ordinary fire situation. The last time when there was a fire in the, I don't know, trash compactor or the dumpster that the trash compactor at the bottom of the trash chute dumps into, you could see the smoke pouring out. Heck, you can even see water pouring out of the garage there because probably an automatic sprinkler had turned on and put out the fire before the fire department even arrived, but there was smoke in there for quite a while. No smoke here, no smoke anywhere. We ended up walking for a little bit around the area, and when we came back, and you'll see this coming up in a little while as the cops start showing up, that eventually not only were a lot of cops going in the building, but quite a few of them were going in wearing bulletproof vests, and one of them even went in with what, as far as I can tell, is a shotgun with a flashlight on the end of it, and possibly some other elements. Who knows? Maybe a tear gas launcher or something. I don't know. It was pretty impressive gear going in. It started looking more like a SWAT team operation, but eventually, shortly before we were allowed to go back in, rumors that were emerging that there may have been shots fired in the building were confirmed by the police, and they finished their sweep of the whole building, and finally let us back in. So we were out for, I don't know, maybe an hour or so. Thankfully, it was, it's Florida, it's Miami, it's not too cold. I didn't even check the temperatures, probably in the high 50s to low 60s. But with a little breeze, it was a little bit chilly. You can see a lot of people out here, like me, in shorts, and some women in midriff shirts, and otherwise clothes that were not ideal for necessarily being out in the chill. But yeah, that was our little adventure. We've been here for almost a year now, and here you can see one of the cops, a couple of cops going in who have their bulletproof vests on. And in a moment here, you should see the gentleman coming up with his, I think it's a shotgun. Yeah, this is the adventure of living downtown. Honestly, I didn't feel much fear. I more or less chose, we chose to keep our distance. Never know what actually might be developing. And frankly, I thought a lot of people were being a little too cavalier, not only hanging out inside the lobby. You can see this lady here just barely even noticing the cops going by, just continuing on with her phone. And it took a while before the cops actually kicked them out of the lobby. But moreover, as you'll see later as I pan up and look up at the building, there are quite a few people out on their balconies and looking out of their windows who did not heed the fire alarm, who did not come down. If you ever live in a downtown area, I really recommend, as annoying as it is, to go down in a fire alarm. Take it seriously. You never know what's actually up. I mean, thankfully, this building was made in 2016, so it's very new. It's pretty state of the art. It's not just a screeching alarm that goes off in each of the major rooms in each apartment. It's also an audio announcement advising people on what to do. So yeah, it's a little bit disappointing to see that there are quite a few people who just don't do that. In this case, knowing that in the end, shots fired. I don't know what the details are. I imagine we'll find out later as news comes out, perhaps tomorrow morning or such. But hey, you never know. It could be something a little bit more adventurous than, say, domestic violence or something. It's just best to get the heck out and take a few key things with you, whatever you might need for the next day or so in a pinch. But yeah, that was our adventure. That's our adventure of living downtown. Cheers.
Don't know. Probably not a fire. We had fire alarms send us all down. Somebody suggested a shooting, so we did see a lot of cops going in with bulletproof jackets and one with a shotgun.
Yeah.
So don't know yet.
Oh, I thought it was going to be someone famous coming out of it. Like,
oh, no.
I want to say bulletproof.
Yeah. Hopefully not that famous.
Yeah. All right, that's okay.
Have a good night.
Shots fired though.
There were shots fired. Okay. Gotcha. So, shots fired in the building. Confirmed.
Okay. Where'd you hear that?
This gentleman here was heard from one of the cops. Cool. Appreciate it. It was confirmed. And cops have opened it up for us to go back in. Looks like it's all safe. You want to let DP know?
All clear?
Thank you guys for coming out. You have a great night. Thank Thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate your help. Appreciate you guys coming out tonight. Thank you. You bet. And of course, the long wait for the elevator. At least it's warmer in here. Fire trucks leaving, cops are leaving. I really do appreciate that they got here quickly, dealt with it as well as they could, and now they're heading on out.